Tyrus&Nao live Halloween special podcast.
Hey everybody, welcome to Tyrus&Nao's Halloween Smacktacular.
Yeah, the Smacktacular?
I'm gonna smack you upside.
Okay. Well, we invite all of you viewers over and just smack you upside the head like these zombies are desperately trying to do behind our odd-looking casting couch in the middle of haunted Gotham. You like our set? I like it. I think we did pretty good this year, considering this is our first year to do a set. But yeah, how you been, Tyrus? How's this month been treating you?
I've been enjoying the adventure known as messed up schedules
And parenthood.
at work.
Oh no, how's that going?
It's just tons and tons and tons of changes every day, and you never know what day the hours are gonna come or go.
That truly
Because
is.
rhyming is a problem.
Yeah, that truly is horrifying. Honestly,
It's one of the scariest
yeah.
things. Is not quite a whole thing.
The same thing happened to me. As y'all probably know if you've been watching The Fear, I now work at IFCS, the Italian Food Circle Shack.
Right.
And and I'm a delivery driver over there. And today I was actually going to go over to work, and they called. They're like, yeah, so the schedule was wrong. Looks like you're not even scheduled today. I'm like, cool, podcast. Let's get it done. But to you folks, it's Halloween. Happy Halloween. I hope we're all having a great Halloween. You're all stuffed with candy. You're at home. It's probably like 2 o'clock in the morning. You're like, I'm going to watch some Tyrus&Nao. Sounds like a good idea. Well, we got a lot of stuff planned for you. We got 2 podcasts again. I don't remember how much. Did we promise 2 or did we promise more than 2?
I said 8.
They're going to get 2. But
I said 8. Said 8.
Hey,
Now
8
it's 12.
podcasts. You know what? I promise you, in 4 years, you'll
Every
have
day
8.
there will be a podcast.
In 3 years, actually, you'll have 8, because we're probably going to do 2 a year. And, I mean, hopefully for Christmas, we don't just have one 30-minute, which is mostly dedicated to me going away and has nothing to do with Christmas whatsoever. But
You're the one that thought that was a good idea.
yeah, I know. Well, we got a lot of stuff planned for you guys today, and let's go ahead and get right into it. Okay. So, it's going to be just like last year, where I'm going to read one scary story, and then Tyrus is going to read the next. And hopefully, fingers crossed, hopefully these will be a little bit better than the last one. Because I don't know, that was spooky. Did you see that?
What the heck?
The
What
tombstone.
The tombstone
It just
fell
spooked
down.
itself to death. It's so
It
spooky.
can't handle the hype train.
For those who are listening and not watching, what we're going to start doing now with our podcast is it's going to be visual and audio. So right now we have a cool, awesome set and all that stuff. Okay. Number 1, the ghost story number 1. This is called The Little Girl Who Wasn't by Lady Sparrow. Let's get some music in here. Okay.
I'm just gonna do that. I'm just gonna do that while you do this. Okay.
Okay. I lived in a house from hell for 4 years. Straight from hell. The realtor was a real demon about it. From age 11 to almost 16. There was constantly something happening. Doors flying open and shut. Voices. Okay, we gotta work on our tone a little bit. Voices, footsteps. Nothing ever stayed where you put it. It's like my house is haunted too, with my car keys, my wallet, my brain. I was alone there a lot because both my parents worked, and I was constantly terrified. One of them, yeah, there was no stopping it. One of the most gut-level disturbing things, though, was the little girl in my bathroom. Whoa.
That's something Niall has to live with.
Okay.
Every time he goes in there, in the
Like-
sink, making potions.
Yep. Making potions.
That's what my little sister called it when she did it.
Put my
She'd mix all
shampoos down.
the soaps. She'd mix all the soaps and then try and trick my brother into drinking them.
Oh.
She was a good person.
Don't say her name, I'll bleep it out. It's a reference for those who are new to Tyrus&Nao. Okay. Every time I walked past my bathroom door, which was constantly, since it was right outside my bedroom door, that's why he was constantly terrified, because he was constantly walking past the bathroom door, I saw a little girl with blonde curled hair and a rose-colored dress. She just stood there, staring. I lost my place. Staring, looking like a photograph from 1905, specifically 1905. I started keeping the door closed so I could walk by without seeing her, but she was always there when I opened it. Once I stepped in past her, I couldn't see her anymore, but I could feel her there. She scared me, but I really felt sorry for her, because she was trapped here, just like me, but probably forever. So, this guy's a bit melodramatic.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean,
Pretty good.
a little bit. As the years went by and things in the house continued to get worse, she started seeming darker. I started feeling like she wasn't really a little girl. I knew there was something ugly in the house, and maybe it was just me. No, I'm sorry. I knew there was something ugly in the house, and I felt like it was presenting this sympathetic image to me. Then I started thinking I was completely losing my mind.
Simply
One day-
pathetic. Simply pathetic image.
Simply, did I say simply pathetic?
No.
Okay.
I just think of things sometimes.
One day, when I was 14, how old was he when he first started? Or she, I guess. One day, when I was 14, I had a friend from out of town come stay with me for a week. I told them, come over, I got this sick ghost in the bathroom, you're gonna love it. We can play games with it. It's gonna be great. I hadn't told her anything whatsoever about the house because I didn't think she would come if I did. Right after she got there, we were sitting in my room and she left to go to the bathroom. About a minute later, she walked back in with a puzzled look on her face and said, "So there's a little girl in your bathroom?" Yeah, she hangs out in there. Blonde hair, curls, pink dress, yeah. You know that's not really a little girl, don't you? I almost threw up. I was so relieved and terrified and excited.
I don't understand.
I don't know what's going on, I love this. And ready to run out of the house, screaming.
Why?
She wouldn't use my bathroom for the rest of the week, and I started using it as little as possible without pissing
Why
off
are
my
they
parents.
So scared.
I don't know. I love that casual exchange. So there's a little
and then
girl in your
threw up and
bathroom?
Ran screaming out of the house. Oh, never mind. Ready to run screaming.
Yeah. Our parents who did not want to believe. Eventually we moved out and I could not have been happier. I distanced myself from it mentally as much as I could. Then when I was 18 I took another friend on a road trip to pack up a few things I'd left in the house. For 4 years you left things in that house. And now you're going back to get it? My parents hadn't managed to sell it.
One thing that helps sell a house,
Mm-hmm.
is still having things in it. She must have owned the refrigerator,
okay.
the stove.
But she's the 14. Well, I mean,
You don't.
she just
don't
turned
judge.
18. She's
Every
probably
family
wants
is
to.
different.
I remember when I first got my license, like 2 days after I got my license, I went to my friend Caitlin and I was like, "Hey, do you want to take a road trip to LA? That sounds like a good idea." It wasn't. It was a terrible experience. Because let me tell you something about LA, folks. The traffic will literally kill you. And if you've only been driving legally for 2 days, it's not fun. It's not fun at all. Yeah, so she probably wanted to take a road trip. She was like, I know where I can go. I'm going to go get my fridge. I'm going to go say hi to the ghost. $20 it was a mop that her parents put a dress on there. And was just screwing with her whole life. Okay.
You've got issues.
My parents hadn't managed to sell yet, and it wouldn't for 5 more years. The minute we got on the property, my friend seemed uncomfortable. When we came around the bend in the long steep driveway, he went completely white. I could tell something was wrong, but he insisted he was okay, so we got to work. After a while, he asked to use the bathroom. Dun dun dun!
Why did they keep the water on if they're not using the house?
I don't know. They have more money than to do with, and I directed him to mine. Not 20 seconds after he left, he came running back in, gasping for breath, and slammed the bedroom door behind him.
I was ready.
It was typed twice. He started babbling about a little blonde girl who wasn't really a little girl. Then what the hell is it? That's all I care about at this point. all of a sudden he went dead still, looked me in the eye, and very solemnly said, "She's not happy with you. You left, and you weren't supposed to." We threw whatever we could grab in 2 trips in my car. In the second trip, do you think they just ran in? It's like, "Hey, what's up? We're still leaving. Bye."
This little bed mint right here.
Gotta take it. Can't forget my knickknacks. Get the tchotchkes.
Gotta get them tchotchkes.
Gotta get them tchotchkes. Gonna sell them. About 20 years, $15. After I walked him to another bathroom and waited outside the door, we got the fuck out at top speed. End of the story!
That's the end of the story. But, okay, my review.
Well,
It's basically Fear, the video game. Basically, same level, first game, little girl, bathroom. All you need.
yeah. I will give it this.
Suspense, romance,
My favorite
little girl
part,
in a bathtub. There you
My
go.
favorite part is when the little girl looked at the main character, and whenever they're like, "Hey, ghost girl, I'm leaving, and I don't like you," and the ghost's like, "Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn." It was the most romantic part in the whole story. Well, my overall,
I did not enjoy.
my overall,
I did not enjoy. What is the name of that movie?
Casablanca.
No, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. It's not from Casablanca.
You're right. I'm confusing it. Oh, what was the name of that movie?
Dust in the Wind or something like that.
Dust in the wind. We won't get sued by Kansas. Okay, we gotta stop quoting
No.
JonTron.
No,
It's getting bad.
no, no, no. Not the song by Kansas. There's a movie. It's
Yeah,
about
I know.
World War II in the South.
I know what Dust in the Wind is. We gotta
Anyway,
move on.
It's a really, really long movie, and it's not that great. If you want to watch a not that great movie that's very highly acclaimed, it's so scary how bad it is compared to the ratings. There you go.
Yep. All right. So Tyrus, this one's all you.
Okay. I grew up in New Mexico. I was
Start.
always
80-year-old man.
to the
Excuse
outdoors.
me, Mr.
Hiking,
Jefferson.
camping.
You have to
I'm
read the
driving.
title first, and you have to say who wrote it.
I'm gonna say the title after I finish it
After
because
you-
it's got more effect.
Okay.
We can see if it actually applies.
I just want you to say the word Anna
then we can
Bananas.
see if it actually applies.
Okay. All right. There we go. Sorry about that. I'm sorry. All right, there you go.
One summer when I was 19, I went on a 4-day, 3-night camping trip near my parents' house on my own. Might sound scary, but I had been to this area many times, and it was quite safe.
It was a quiet
Anyway,
safe.
I
Would go in there?
I brought my camera. I didn't buy it. I already owned the camera. Best Buy didn't have that model anymore.
Excuse me,
This was-
Best Buddy, you got a ghost camera? I gotta take pictures of ghosts.
Anyway, I used the camera to take many pictures. Selfies, we called them. When I came back and developed my film, there were 3 extra pictures that I didn't take of me sleeping. 1 for each of the 3 nights. None of the 4 days. The lighting was poor. My
That's-
thumb was so far up my mouth.
I was
I
sleeping
looked like
so
a baby.
much. I was sleeping
None of my
24/7.
stuff was missing and stolen, and nothing happened, but it freaked the hell out of me. This
that
has
it?
been Photographic Memories by Andy Bananas.
That's it. Good. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to give you the shortest possible story
So bad.
out of the bunch. We're 2 down, folks. I don't know if we're gonna read all 10, but I mean, what's the harm? I'll give it this. The 2 that we've read, I don't know about the second one, but are just miles better than last year's Scary Stories. What do you think?
I can't even recall.
Those were bad. Like, they didn't even have endings. These at least have endings. Okay.
There was no ending.
Right.
There's
Alright.
only girl in bathtub.
Okay, this one is written by Nilly, not to be confused by the rapper Nelly.
Nelly.
Yeah.
Shout out to Nelly
My
from my
homeboy.
neighborhood home skillet.
My neighborhood home skillet says it
Gonna
right there on
kill
the
it.
street sign. It says
Gonna
you are
kill
now
it.
turning onto Home Skillet Drive.
You
Please
don't
drive
judge.
carefully.
You ain't been in the neighborhood.
So when I
think.
was barely 20 years old, I was traveling with a small group of people through China, and we were spending about 2 months in Huinghai province, which used to be part of Tibet. Our destination.
It's so bad.
It's Quing Hai.
I looked at the note card. I read what it is. It's just, I don't even know if that's a pronunciation.
It's Quing Hai. It's what I said. Quing Hai.
It didn't sound like Quing. It sounded like Quay.
It's like if I have a friend named Quing. Quing Hai.
No. Stop. Racism must stop.
It's not racism. It's observationalism.
Oh man.
Okay. Our destinations, multiple, was a specific town to teach English. But we'd been stopping often in towns and small cities along the way. One day we arrived in a rural town. Very small, nothing unusual. We spent only a couple of days there, shopping for food at the markets and walking around to see the sights. Although, there weren't many. Okay. I thought that sentence was longer than it actually was. This was in the dead of winter, in February, and all the grass on the hills and plains around the town was dead and brown. The overall feeling was that of a normal kind of bleakness that any rural place has in the winter. At this time in my life, things were going amazingly, extraordinarily well for me. And I say that because my teenagehood had been rather darkly overcast, but the overwhelming good luck of being able to travel and these close friends I'd made in the last year had more than changed my feelings and attitude towards life. Well, that's good. This person is happy. Life's
Positive
going good.
outlook. Positive outlook.
Yeah, they're
Future?
going to China.
Future looks good.
Exactly.
Nothing
Everything.
bad can happen.
Nothing.
Not inside of a horror story.
Absolutely not. The future is paved in gold.
Please continue. I'm literally on the edge of my seat.
All right. I can't wait to hear what happens.
I'm gonna fall.
It was like it was like a
I fell.
it was like a whole new person. A whole new person. I went. Oh, I closed my eyes to sing, and I completely lost where I was. There we go. It was like I was a whole new person. I was ecstatic to be in Tibet. Went to sleep with a smile on my face every night. And then I woke up and there were pictures of me smiling in my sleep. That's not the story. On our second day staying in this small town, I woke up feeling a little odd. Not bad, just odd. Like my normal thoughts and feelings had been turned down low, like on a dial. We all decided to go for a walk on the hills right behind the town, where there was a small summit with a pile of rocks and some prayer flags. To be honest, those were little altars, To be honest, they were little altars like these on every other hill, but it gave us something to do. As we hiked up the hills behind the town, I started feeling stranger and stranger. I wasn't scared, and I didn't feel angry or any strong emotion. In fact, it was like emotion was trickling out of me somehow, and I was getting blanker and blanker, emptier and emptier. Sounds to me like my man accidentally drank a bottle of Jack Daniels without knowing, and he's just getting plastered into bed. What do you think? He's just stumbling around the hills, just...
No. Normally it reduces inhibitions. It doesn't usually cause you to just go completely blank.
Well, I mean, like, if you get, like, drunk enough without knowing, I'm sure, like, no surprise to listeners, I have been drunk before, and once you kind of reach that point of, like, too much, you just kind of start to shut down. Like, yeah, there's the drunk, like the goofy, yeah, but after a certain amount, it's just kind of like, I just want to go to sleep and die. Okay.
My mind started feeling a little hazy, and more I felt like I simply didn't care about anything. A small and rapidly dwindling part of myself started to panic. Knew that something bad was happening, but it was like my own inner voice was slowly getting quieter and quieter.
I remember we reached the little
I remember we reached
the little summit, and I simply sank to the ground next to the pile of rocks without meaning to. I started tuning out the voices around me and fixed all of my attention on the little pebbles in the dirt. I began tapping one against the other repeatedly. Do you know the kind of horror that is opposite of a feeling scared or feeling anything at all? The kind of vicious hideousness of a fly buzzing around a closed window for hours on end in an empty room? That's what was filling my mind. It was demonic in its meaninglessness. This horror story can be summed up to, hey, me and my friends went to Tibet. I was happy.
Then I got
Slowly
bored.
I started
Then
not
I got
feeling-
bored.
Then I got bored.
Rock.
Started playing the rock drums. And then
I touched my face and felt that I was grinning at nothing. Through all the emptiness, a thought floated to the forefront of my mind. You should just die.
at first it sounded totally reasonable. Of course it does. But something in me fought it, and I was momentarily troubled. Right then, my group started to walk down from the hill, and I followed. So they're like, fuck this, we're leaving him here. He's like, wait! Queen, hi! It's me! Let me come with you. The further we walked, the more normal I felt. Until we left the town that afternoon and I was totally freaked out when another girl, Hannah, mentioned in an odd, offhand way that she had felt very strange and depressed while staying there. I told her that I'd felt the same.
And the group later mentioned that a local had told him that the town had been plagued with a rash of young women under 25 committing suicide. Hannah and I went white. What?
I was reading as a man. Do you think it would have helped a little bit knowing that our main character was woman?
Never gendered.
Yeah.
They never gendered.
They never gendered, not once.
From Aeon Flux 072.
Well, okay, that was a good story.
What?
Next one.
The dog knew.
Oh, by the way, that story that we just read was called... let me go
Losing Yourself in China.
Let me go up. Losing Yourself in China, said the man with a good memory. Let me scroll back down to where we were.
Ha ha ha.
Ha ha ha. Alright.
Okay, I'm going to read this as a dog.
What did the dog
read
know?
this as a dog.
What did the dog know?
I'm going to read this as a dog.
Do it.
Her right room, on the apartment, the dog would on occasion
Stop.
look down the hallway towards
Stop.
the bedroom.
Now you're sounding like Alfred.
That's what I'm going for.
On the apartment, my dog would on occasion look down the hallway towards the end bedroom, Master Wayne.
Look down the hallway towards the bedroom from the living room and growl, but no apparent reason. Also on occasion, when I was sleeping in the bedroom, she slept at the foot of the bed. I will wake up with her staring intently at the door and growling, Master Wayne.
The door was the size
She was a big girl,
of Tangerine.
140 pounds of Great Dane, Catahoula, and Slava. The hell is a Catahoula?
I have no clue. I'm gonna go to Petco and ask for a Catahoula. So I'm there for a couple of years of this, thinking, okay, my dog has a good imagination.
Wrong, Master Wayne. One night, I woke up to my dog growling, but barking for all she was worth, and not at the door. She was barking straight at me, Master Wayne. I opened my eyes pretty much immediately. There was a blot of light leaning over me, very close.
What happened then, Alfred? Tell me! I
Certainly
can't
not
sleep
for
until you
6
finish the
inches
story!
From my face, Master Wayne. It was not distinguishable as a person. It more resembled a tangerine. Size version of a colorful nebula you might see a picture of in a science magazine. Three-dimensional and all, Master Wayne. I immediately got the distinct impression that this had been watching me sleep. For who knows how long, and how many times before. For all the clarity of that distinct feeling, I had no sense of what it wanted, whether it was malevolent or just curious. I flipped right bleep out, jumped backwards to the other side of the bed, too terrified to scream, Master Wayne.
What
And that
happened?
blur of light receded and disappeared over the course of about 3 seconds. My dog was going absolutely ape.
Ape? Ape
Or
what?
grape ape.
Ape? Was he an ape? Alfred, was the
Shortly
dog an
thereafter,
ape?
I
This
asked
is my,
the building
this is my
manager
paragraph.
if anybody
He's stealing
ever
it.
died there. She investigated that, came back to me a couple of weeks later with a yes. A woman had died
A
of a drug
physical
overdose.
yes. Rings the doorbell, puts the word yes made of
Yes.
wood with glitter, and just,
But a
here you
little
go.
bit of paint.
Little-
Just enough paint so it
Yeah.
doesn't tacky.
Exactly. Put it in a box, wrap it. Here's your yes. Okay.
A woman that died of a drug overdose in that apartment in 1995, Master Wayne. The same year I came to America. So 12 years earlier.
But Alfred, you're a
Shortly
lot older
after
than that.
Having her child removed from her custody because of her addiction problems, Master Wayne. My dog still did growl at the hallway from time to time, but I never saw it again. I moved out about a year later. Forgot my dog, Master Wayne.
I cry every night Thinking of that ape dog. Oh, Catahoolihoo!
I've had other encounters, but this thing was literally inches from my face, watching me sleep. Getting shivered now, just writing about it, Master Wang. That damn nebular tangerine.
Now, here you go, Master Wayne. You have a big day tomorrow. You're gonna
Here's your glass of milk.
drink your tangerine juice.
Master Wang. Master Wang, drink your milk, Master Wang.
I'm gonna get you, Joker.
Oh
gosh!
We lost another one now.
We lost another one, and we can see the bottom of it now.
So bad?
It's horrible.
So bad.
I have a feeling, but by the end of this podcast, by the end of the second podcast, just mess. It's just gonna be a mess. It's gonna be fire.
There's a good chance of that, I think.
Probably. Okay. There's something.
You get to read. You get to read.
Okay. There's something.
You get to read.
I am. Thank you.
What did you think of that one?
I loved it. I did like it, Master Wayne.
I had to spice it up because I knew it wasn't going to be very interesting.
No, it was very
It never
boring.
happens again. You never see it again.
Yeah.
I don't understand why someone dying of a drug overdose equals a nebula in your room.
It doesn't. It happens to me.
What apartment lets you have a great name?
Right? I couldn't
Never.
even keep a 3-pound chihuahua in my apartment, and she
Aeon
has a
Flux 72,
Cthulhu.
I have an issue with your logic.
She's a Cthulhu.
Cthulhu.
Cthulhu. Alright. There's something on the stairs. From Snackachoo! So when I was a kid, I would race up to the top of the stairs as fast as I could. Like it was some sort of silly game. Well, I must have been 5 or 6 at the time. I'm not sure. But I knew I was very little. Somewhere along the way, a voice at the top of the stairs started to whisper to me. It would make bets with me, such as, I bet you can't make it to the top of the stairs. I'm rocking Balboa. I don't really think there was a certain amount of time or anything. As I said, I was very little, so I probably didn't have any counting abilities anyway. Ha! I recall just sitting at the top of the stairs, just having conversations with his voice about the betting, of course. Colon P. Eventually, the voice, it was like a whisper of a man's voice, not my own voice in my head. I'm slowly leaving Arnold and just leaving it to like a bad, I don't even know what voice it is, it's just a bad impression. Started to bet me your life. Instead of pennies, it would say, I bet you your life you can't make it up the stairs, blah blah.
Doesn't get a right stuff. I never really thought about it at all.
Louis Armstrong, you're here!
One time,
Ladies and gentlemen, Louis Armstrong!
I was about 18 and he was 22. And we were talking about spooky stories.
Spooky stories.
My brother got on the plane. We even mentioned the penny aspect. He said, "Can't make bets with you." We both looked at each other. Shut up.
A lot of bad shit went down in my family at that period of time in my life.
How bad was it, Arnie?
It was pretty bad, Louis. I went outside and I went to look into the tree and there was a predator. He was going to kill me. I said, do it now. I just remembered we're on like live voice in Second Life. So only
I just think they're getting a free preview.
I'd like to think there's like a group of people out like off frame, just very interested in what we have to say, but I bet that's just not true at all.
Not even gonna look.
Okay. A heavily religious lady, who was my mother, said there was a lot of evil in our lives at the time. I thought I'd all think it was our place was haunted. By the way, it was built in the late 70s, and as I got older, I never explained anything like it was again. That was the end of the story. What was it?
None of these have very good endings.
No. This next story is written by a great author. A timed, treasured author known as Formerly Dick Move.
Good. The drive-by.
On the show.
We were camping once, driving through some city. My dad was driving, my mom on the passenger seat, and I was kneeling behind them, leaning on the boot that separated the trunk from the camper. What? What?
Wait, what?
What?
Can we dissect this?
Where
is this kid?
What kind of car? Okay, the boot is another name for like the trunk of a car.
So is he in the car, or is he on the bed of a truck that's pulling a camper?
I think he's in the bed of he's in the camper of the truck, I think.
No, okay, well...
Like, a truck with a camper on it, there'll still be a window there. Little window.
Parents, so...
And so what he does is he reaches in, shakes his father while he's driving randomly throughout the day to keep him awake, and usually it ends in them crashing.
Got it.
So he only does it once every car.
Got it.
Once every car.
Once every car. Okay, alright.
It was evening, not full dark. We weren't really talking, and my mom was looking out of her window, and she screams, "Gene, do you see it? Oh, Gene, do you see it?" My dad says, "Yeah, I do. I'm going to slow down and let them by." They slowed down, and the car on the right passed us. I couldn't see inside, but their window was down. The arm hanging out the window looked to be that of somebody impossibly thin. I asked my mom what she saw. She said it was nothing. My dad backed her up. Years later, I asked them about it again. My mom said, "It was a skeleton." It was no mask, because you could see through the jaws. It had tongue and eyes. It was death.
Death's just taking a Sunday drive.
My dad backed her up, but years later, after my mom was dead, recanted, saying it was a mask because nothing could survive like that. What? No.
Okay, hold on. A, this is a poorly written story.
B, C, D, E, F, what?
A, this is a poorly written story. Or B,
we lost another one. That was a good story.
Oh, good enough story for the tombstone to be gone. If we have any left, there's one more.
One more tombstone.
And that one's rocking back and forth.
I know, it's already on edge. I can't handle much more of this.
Oh, poor person. She just looks out and some jerk dressed as death scared the crap out of her. That's it. That's the end of the story. Goodbye. Okay.
I like the title. Yep. The author of the next one's a good title.
I like the author too. This is great.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. All right. I'm just gonna say the title. What was the title of the last one, by the way? We keep forgetting that.
I already read it.
You did?
All right. Yeah, we're good.
Okay. All right. This is The Haunted Strip Club by Dinosaur Dance Party. We already know we're in for a good time. Okay.
Next year, I need to introduce you to writing.com because we could legitimately find some good stories on there.
I thought you were going to say next year we got to go to a haunted strip club. I'm like, I'm so there. As long
You're
as we can
already
have a dinosaur
there.
Dance party. I'm actually recording from a haunted strip club right now. It's incredible. You can there's like fingerprints on the poles and drinks.
That's about it.
That's about it.
Ghosts.
I may have been breaking and entering. I paid for a lap dance, but my money just kind of went nowhere. I just felt cold and empty inside.
My lap disappeared for a while. And that's all I knew.
My lap disappeared, and I saw it dancing on the stage.
And beside it was a tangerine the size of a diamond.
Okay, so this was when I used to live in a different state. I got a job working as a cocktail server at a strip club, which was a good choice for me.
With things like this?
I don't know.
And did we care?
It's like, yeah, it's like we know this person.
Why is it relevant?
Oh, is this when you still lived in Idaho? Oh no, this was when you lived in California. Okay, got it. Now my mind is in
Southern Kentucky.
I'm ready. I'm ready to listen to the story because I know exactly where you're living.
Toothpaste, Kentucky. That's where he used to live. That's what town it was.
Everywhere is minty fresh, and if you live there too long, you'll throw up. I got a job working as a cocktail server at a strip club, which was a good choice for me at the time. The club was very fun, kind of metal punk vibe, and also very popular with lesbians. And since I was going through the process of coming out as bisexual, I was in a very radical fuck corporate society, fuck men, let's take their money phase. Well,
so this is a woman.
That's a phase everybody goes through at least once in their life. You know, I just got out of it.
I think this is a woman. So you're reading as a woman.
All right.
This is the first one that's specified.
I don't want to come out as misogynistic with my women voice. I'm just none of them are good. All right, well,
you gotta do it.
Let's try it. I'm not one of those people.
Since you don't want to come out as misogynistic,
I'm not one of those
go straight to Sailor Moon.
I'm not one of those people who think stripping is super empowering, but it was a good fit at the time. Also, while I was there for after about 6 weeks, I would often have terrible, suffocating feelings, almost about to have panic attacks, and terrible migraines while working at the club. I would often feel panicked and scared, but I chalked it up to a stressful job and a strange environment. I never had these feelings anywhere else around this time. So the club was really kind of messy, not dirty, but just filled with things!
What? It was capitalized. All of it. Oh, there it goes. It's a tombstone. It flew away.
Lots of tables in the bar, lots of speakers and extra crap in the back storage room behind the stage, and a tiny crowded dressing room for the dancers. Behind the stage, there was a kind of storage room area. That was kind of a storage room area.
I read that twice.
That had several dressers and mirrors put in, as well as an old comfy couch, much like the couch me and Tyrus are sitting on right now!
We're sending this to Jimmy.
In case the dancers wanted to use it as an extra dressing room, or a place to nap. But no one ever actually used it. The room gave me the worst suffocating, panic-inducing vibes of all, and I had no explanation for it. So, I would often be at work until 4 a.m. or later since I didn't have a car. Public transportation was running, and it was kind of a sketchy neighborhood until I waited until one of the dancers was done for one night, and she would drop me off at my home. This was often after my own shift ended. When I first started working, I would spend extra time doing side work, clean and straighten up like a good employee, but after a while I would often just hang out in the back room studying, since I was also in grad school at the time, until I started completely freaking out in the back room. And when I would leave to go sit up the bar or in the dancer's bedroom, the feeling would mostly go away. So also when this stuff started to get worse, I had to add some of it, which was around Halloween, so I was watching a lot of scary movies, and I was also smoking a ton of weed, so both of these things might have had some effect on my psyche.
Speaking personally, not a good combination after a long period of time.
But also these feelings never happened! Anyway, anywhere else around this time, I started to kind of bring it up to the dancer that drove me home. She said the back room also creeped her out, but I didn't go into any detail. So, one night after closing, I was carrying a box of extra glasses into the...
Why would there be a box of... Oh, drinking glasses, okay.
into the...
Nope, remember the ghosts? The ghosts.
Or seeing
They had to wear glasses, just like the Invisible Man, so you could tell where they are.
Got it.
And I heard the most terrifying sound of my life. It was like a horror film. A long screech, almost like electronic music, but just one tone. It was Skrillex's newest single. It was horrible. I couldn't get away. Almost like a chainsaw that reverbeated around the entire floor and walls. I dropped the box, screamed, and ran out the floor. The bartender said he had heard a noise as well, but not as loud as me, and without the vibrating floor walls.
What?
I don't know.
Question. What is a floor wall? Can you show me?
It's what...
I want to know about these floor walls like these.
Dun, 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 dun. The floor walls.
That was a reference to a Tarzan
Don't
song?
tell them. If they don't know, they don't deserve to listen.
And started checking the sound system, telling me some of the music equipment had probably just started fucking up. This happened at least 5 more times while I worked there. Sometimes other people heard it, sometimes just me. Always when I was walking in the back room.
This is the longest story, and I chose to do the voice for this one.
Oh my goodness. There's
So much more. Oh my gosh. Get comfy.
Twice when I walked into the back room, the light would flicker off and would be replaced with a red glow, like someone had put in a red light bulb. It was pretty. Both times that happened and I ran out. I got the bartender. They would check the light.
I could wear it as a necklace.
They said no, because radiation poisoning is really, really dangerous. They would check on the light and would be totally dead, not working. After a while, I was constantly shaking and didn't want to tell them everything. Every time something happened, I was afraid they would think I was just crazy. After the noise and the red light, I would never go to the back room, even when I should have been cleaning it. One time I was standing in the hall between the dancer's room and the back room, half-heartedly sweeping the floor and staring into the back room. I was starting to feel a panic in my chest, and I kept telling myself to look away and look into the dressing room, but I couldn't stop staring, like I was transfixed. and in the corner of my eye I saw a reflection in the mirror set up leaning against a dresser in the back room. I forced my head to look, and I saw in the mirror 2 legs in black ripped tights floating about, a foot from the floor, swaying back and forth. I threw the...
Oh, I need water. I just...
I wish I still knew how to do the Mrs. Fowl voice.
I threw the broom... I
can't do that.
I threw the broom, screamed as loud as I could, and ran to the bar. I was convinced one of the dancers had hung herself in that room. I could see it so clearly in my mind. Of course, when we went back there, nothing was there. One of the dancers was convinced that the room was haunted, and I was seeing a ghost. She thought maybe someone had killed herself back there, like I literally just said. She wanted to get me and some of her friends to do a Ouija board, because that's a great idea!
Movie reviews with Niall comes up next episode.
Yeah, no, well, and it's going to be at the end of this episode. We're probably going to be like one more story.
Both episodes? All the episodes.
Around all this happening, I felt panic in my mind. That was a butchered sentence. I'm going to go back and do that again if you don't mind, okay? Cool. All around, one more time. Around all this...
I was having
panic attacks! Migraine, sleeping with the lights out! Wow! Was terrified of my shadow and carried pepper spray.
Because that's the perfect defense against ghosts. Remember, when in doubt, Ghostbusters kit, pepper spray.
Never seen anyone try and use pepper spray on a zombie, but I could see that being interesting.
That's probably going to be in one of the Return of the Living Dead movies, which we were supposed to watch, but it's my
Well,
fault.
think about it. They actually do rely on their eyesight at least a little bit.
Exactly. So that would be if they don't do that in any of the 4 sequels, I'm going to write one, and that's going to be like the main thing. It's all going to be about every single zombie death will be pepper spray. And then eventually, the ending, they're going to hook up one of those, like, you know those hoses that spray out gasoline?
No, by the end of it, they all just eat nothing but spicy food, so their farts just produce a cloud of tear gas everywhere they go.
Everywhere, and it's just, they
all
save
day.
the world that way.
Everyone is smelling that popcorn.
Just fart gas. Just saving the world, as it should. All around this happening... Oh my gosh, okay, that's the wrong sentence. I'm going down pepper spray.
Everywhere I went. It may have just been a combination of everything in my life, sleeping weird hours, grad school, dealing with my own personal shit, but I've always been a high-stress person who walked a lot more stressful jobs since then, and I have never experienced anything like that in my life.
I bet there's more! Why is there more? The pumpkin is falling!
The pumpkin's so
over it.
tired.
The pumpkin is so over this haunted strip club. It wants to go home.
About a week after I saw the legs in the mirror, I was working one more shift before taking a weed.
It's going nuts. Oh no! Where's it going? Where's it going? Oh!
What's it doing and why?
Oh god! It's gone. Everybody say goodbye to Jackie. Oh, here it comes.
A little bit okay. Second life,
is anybody even following this story anymore? Like, comment, and subscribe.
I'm
if
done
you
with this story. Okay, let's go. Let's read like the last sentence.
All right, let's just...
And once I left, I never felt any of those feelings or saw anything like that ever again.
That is the end of the story. What did I miss? Hold on, I'm gonna scan it for you guys. Okay, she thinks she saw something. She painted her face for Dia de los Muertos. She thought she saw something again. She almost had a panic attack. Health insurance was not a big deal to her. She lost her mind. She talked to a psychologist. It all went away. Cool! Good! We made it through it.
It doesn't. Nothing actually happens.
Nothing
She
actually
passes
happens.
out and wakes up.
My gosh. Okay, well, Haunted the Buffalo wants to tell us a
She
story.
said she never went to the dressing room. She goes in... Okay, none of this makes sense.
Okay, Tyrus, take away. Tell us.
Oh, good.
Tell us Haunted the Buffalo's magnum opus.
My older sister was born. My parents moved into a small house. And in that house, the laundry room was right across the kitchen table.
Grandpa, save your breath. You're dying. You don't need to tell us the story.
We couldn't afford to not put rooms on the table.
Couldn't put rooms on the table.
So my sister would What? I don't understand why they're talking about when his older sister. That must have been. He was born in this house.
Hold on, I think you skipped a couple hundred
Sir!
sentences.
This is called from the mouth of babes.
I'm just gonna restart. Pick a different voice, one that's not gonna give you asthma.
No, but it's not a very long story.
Oh, it's
And I
not?
like the part with the story.
Okay,
I
go ahead.
just-
Go ahead.
I can't.
Far be it from me to tell a man how to do his work.
I'm gonna do it.
Actually, that's exactly what I do. I'm a director, but go ahead and do what you want to do. From the Mouths of Babes, from Haunted the Buffalo. Read by Tyrus J.T.J. Core.
The first one that comes to my mind is too racist to do.
Oh no. What?
When my older sister was born, my
Oh
parents.
no no
moved
no
into
no no
his
no
mouth.
no 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 no. We wanna work after this. We're not gonna. We just no. It's just I'm done. The views and opinions and voices of Tyrus have absolutely nothing to do with Tyrus&Nao Corporation or me, for that matter. All right.
It's not intentionally racist. It's just where my voice was gonna go.
Yeah, sure. It was unintentionally racist, which is so much worse. You can't whistle the story. They don't know what you're saying. You can't whistle the story.
When my older sister was born, my parents moved into a small house, and in that house lived Andy Dufresne. The laundry room was right across the kitchen table, so my sister would often be seen waving and staring and giggling while looking into the laundry room. This behavior continued for a long time.
She would never stop waving
When
and
she
giggling.
could finally talk, they asked her who she was talking to. To this she looked at them and said, "The little boy, Andy Dufresne."
To this my parents asked if he was nice, and to this she waited a moment and then replied yes. After this she seemed to grow out of it, and forgot all about it until my parents' relief dismissed it as an imaginary friend.
Named Andy Dufresne.
They never
They
mentioned
never
it
mentioned
after
it
that.
after that.
When I was born, dueling Morgan
the
Freeman's
same behavior.
And when I would talk, they asked me who I
Andy
was
Dufresne
talking
was.
to. To this I
To this I
replied,
replied,
the little boy. They once
again
again asked
asked
me if he was nice, and I did the same thing as my sister, although a little different. Yes, I replied, although I think he is lying. When my older sister was born, she crawled through a river of shit to get out of jail.
When my older sister was born, my parents moved into a small house, and in that house the laundry. What? Why does it say
Why
read
does it
more?
read more? That's my fault. That's my bad. My bad. And I lost the link where I got these stories. So fill in the blank. Yep.
This makes no sense. I'm so confused.
I don't know. Okay. All right. Next one. I got this. The Wrong Parents from Lady Stoneheart. I'm gonna read this like Johnny Depp. I'm gonna read this in the Johnny Depp voice. When I was little, I used to wake up in the middle of the night and go into my parents' room and sleep next to my mom. One night, when I was about 5 or 6, I had this really, really vivid dream where I woke up scared and went into my mom's room to sleep with her. When I went in, however, there were a set of parents on the bed and a set of identical parents on the floor. I instinctively knew in my dream that I had to wake up the right parents because the wrong parents were evil. So I chose the parents on the floor. Instinctively remember that the evil imposter parents would try to trick me. So I chose the parents on the floor. When I went over to the parents on the floor, they both opened their eyes. And while their eyeballs should have been was just bright, glowing red light. That was when I actually woke up. Being a scared little kid, I of course went into my parents' room to sleep next to my mom. There were a set of parents on the bed and a set of parents on the floor. I literally pissed myself. The second set of parents was actually a pile of unfolded laundry, but I will never forget the fear that struck my 6-year-old heart at that very minute. And then he left, went to the computer, and typed this story. Because this is the story of a 6-year-old, written by a 6-year-old. Okay, so that's the end of the scary stories, and overall, better than last year, right?
I'm not entirely sure I can agree with that.
Yeah.
Let's ask Mr. Twitchy Gravestone. Do you agree?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
He fainted
You
in
please.
excitement. He fainted in absolute sheer excitement. Well, now, to end this episode off, we have a new segment that I'm starting. It's gonna call... oh, he's celebrating the holidays in his own way, isn't he?
Just
This is
ignore
gonna
the
be called
pumpkin.
1 Minute Reviews with Nao. So, I am a bit of a cinephile, as some of you all can guess. I can't take it seriously, it's just rolling across the story. And I've seen a lot of horror movies this year, and I've saved all the ticket stubs with this segment in mind, and because I'm kind of a hoarder. And Tyrus is going to set his phone alarm for 1 minute, and for 1 minute each, I'm going to review each of these movie tickets. And I only have 1 minute, because y'all know I can talk for a long time. So we're going to go through, and they are not in order. I tried to keep them in order. They are completely out of order from time, so they're just random times. Some of them came out yesterday, other times came out like 4 or 5 months ago. So, are you ready, Tyrus? You got your timer?
Yes, it's all ready.
All right. Let's get some music going, Niall. Thank you, Niall. Okay. 3, 2...
Wait, I'm timing you for 1 minute?
1 minute for each movie review.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Ready, set, go. Okay, Insidious Chapter 3. Definitely the best of the three. The first one was alright, the second one was kind of crap, and the third one was amazing. There was one scene that was a really, really long one-shot scene. It was absolutely terrifying. Takes place in a bedroom, and it was with the creepy guy who had the breathing mask, and it was absolutely... very, 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 very good. Terrible acting in the beginning, but overall, very good story. And Blumhouse is actually trying to,
Was it darker than the first one?
So much darker than the first one. Like, incredibly darker than the first one. The first one was good. I did like that movie, but the third one is by far my favorite in the entire series.
It's like one of the few horror movies my wife has seen.
Yeah, the second one, don't even watch it. Don't waste your time. It's a direct sequel. It takes place right after the first one, and it's just pointless. It's one of those very, very pointless movies. But the third one, it legitimately terrified me, which not a lot of movies tend to do, so it was a very, very good one. And yeah, I like that one a lot. I'm surprised that I didn't run out of time, so I'm just going to keep talking about random things. How much time do I have left? Couple seconds?
2,
1. Okay, The Visit. The Visit is about haunted grandparents. This is M. Night Shyamalan's new movie, and of course, whenever I saw the trailers for this, I thought it was going to be absolutely stupid, because it's just... Oh, no! Oh, they're set!
The zombie broke it.
Okay, I thought it was going to be really stupid, because I thought it was just going to be some conspiracy theory. They're like, the aliens possessed, or like, you know, aliens took over the town. I'm not going to tell you the twist now, but go watch this movie, because M. Night Shyamalan doesn't take himself seriously. He actually knows that he could be funny, and that some of the things are a little stupid. There's a rapping kid in there. Bear with me. The raps are actually kind of funny. And at the end of the credits, the kid raps everything that happened through it. And it's a found footage movie, but unlike most found footage movies, it actually has a reason to be a found footage movie. And, you know, so it kind of makes sense. It's not like, you know, all the characters, all of their flaws, it makes sense why they have those flaws. And he's just playing with the thing. So The Visit is a high recommend. I give that a thumbs up, as well as Insidious Chapter 3. Go check it out. I think M. Night Shyamalan is actually trying again. So that's a good thing. That's a very good thing.
He's tried
Okay,
before? Oh.
The Gallows. Speaking of found footage movies, this one was a bad one. It was very stupid. There was a high school play called The Gallows, and whenever they're making the gallows prop, which, you know, the hangman, one of the kids actually got hung. So they're like, oh, this is terrible. Let's never do this again. Cut to 10-something years later. They're putting the play on again. And because one of the kids has a crush on the girl in drama, he wants to take drama. Oh, or our dead man, his torso fell, and the sign is gone too. Okay, where was I going? Okay, he had a crush on the girl, so his jerk of a best friend was like, hey, we should go in after hours and trash the set. So they go in there, and then Charlie, who is the name of the ghost, is, you know, very mad. The fat zombie is very upset with me. His head just popped off. It's just not going good at all. Okay, and then the Charlie ghost just does bad things to everybody, and the ending is so stupid it hurts my brain to even talk about it, because it's a very, very, very dumb movie. Go watch it if you want to see a stupid movie and laugh with your friends. Okay.
Fixed it.
How much time do I have?
Doo-doo-doo.
Okay, Hell and Back. Hell and Back is an animated movie. Did you restart it yet?
Yes.
Okay,
my
it's still
phone
going.
likes to go to
Oh
sleep
no.
when it-
Okay, Hell and Back is an animated comedy which actually has a lot of funny moments, but a lot of annoying moments as well. The premise is there are these kids who work on a boardwalk theme park, amusement park thing, and they're running out of money. And then they find this book of the devil, and they swear on it as a joke because some guy doesn't ever give back what he what he borrows, so over a mint, and then he does a blood oath, and he's like, oh, I don't got no mint. So a portal opens, they get sucked into hell, shenanigans happen. Mila Kunis is in there, and they have to find Orpheus, who is known for being able to get mortals out of hell, and so yeah, they do that, and the devil is in there. And he's voiced by some comedian, and it's very, 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 very funny. There's a scene with this devil who brings the soul to. Oh,
four,
okay. Well, I won't
three,
spoil that too.
two,
And brings
one.
us to Ouija, Michael Bay's newest entrance into horror. The premise is someone dies, and then they found out that the rules of a Ouija board are this: never play it alone, and never play it at a graveyard. This girl plays it alone, and wouldn't
In
you
a
know
graveyard.
it, her house was built over a graveyard. What a coincidence. So she winds up getting killed, and all her friends go over to the house, and they think that the best way to try and get in contact with her is to play Ouija. So, and then they start to talk to her, and then her the spirits start saying like some really, really weird things or whatever, and then they look through the viewfinder and realize that they realize that she is not actually the one talking to them. It's actually like this demon ghost that's like possessing her, and the girl has like no mouth or whatever. So they have to figure out, they have to figure out why this, they just woke up this demon and how to stop her. And one of the, they're getting killed one by one in very boring, uninteresting deaths. One of them is actually pretty brutal. It's the one in the bathroom. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm sorry that you had to waste your money on this movie, but it's Michael Bay, so what do you expect? They basically go throughout, they find Lin Shaye. Okay, I'm out of time. Annabelle, the kind of sort of spin-off sequel to The Conjuring, where it's all about the doll that was in the first couple of minutes. And Annabelle we pretty much figure out it's not the story of the first couple of
Tree
minutes.
left.
What?
Tree left. Tree's leaving.
Trees leave? Oh gosh, no. Okay, so this new married couple, they're having a baby, and this cult tries to go in and murder them, and they kill one of the girls from the cult, and she grabs Annabelle and does kind of like a Chucky voodoo chant, and her spirit goes into the doll. And then they don't really think that that's any weird thing, so of course they're going to take the doll with them and put it in their baby's room. Any good parent would do that. So then
sense.
yeah, and I forgot to mention that they stab the girl in the stomach while she's pregnant, but the baby's completely fine, and then the odds of that being happening is just 1,000,000 to 1. So she has to do bed
Really
rest.
depends on what part of her
Yeah,
stomach.
she
you
has to
stabbed
be.
her.
She's completely confined to bed rest for the rest of the movie. So for the rest of the movie, she's getting up, making popcorn, sewing, watching TV. She doesn't give a shit, and ghostly things are happening. And eventually, we find out that it's a demon called Bagul or something like that. I think I might be mixing up the movies. Okay, moving on. Mas Negro Cure la Noche. I saw this movie by myself in a theater that had absolutely no one in it. I'm going to attempt to do the story, but at one point in the theater, an old man came in with a cane, sat in the bottom row, stayed there for about 5 minutes, and then realized he had something better to do with his life, and he left. So the movie basically consisted of this. There's 4 pretty girls, and one of them gets inherited a mansion that has a maid that's been there forever. They go over there, and they're like, oh my gosh, this mansion is like totally cool, but the whole movie was in Spanish with subtitles, so I don't know exactly if that's how they sounded, but you know what I mean. So they decide to throw a giant rager, and then one of the girls gets possessed and kills the cat, because the cat might eat the other girl's ferret, or something like that. And then more murders start happening, because the ghost is like, you are in my house, and, bad things keep happening, and, eventually there's only one survivor, and they figure out that the reason why the killing is because, and this isn't too spoilery. Oh gosh, the tree's moving. At the wedding, the wife walked in at the husband that was cheating on her, and she got very, very mad and became a ghost and started. I think Mas Negro Cure la Noche translates to House of the Dark. Is that
Nope.
true? Nope. Too much dark. I know Mas means more. So
Darker than the night.
Darker than the night. Cool. That was Mas Negro Cure la Noche. How am I doing on time? Oh, I dropped the tickets. Oh no, I gotta get them. I can't get them.
I actually
Okay.
gave you an extra minute on
Okay,
that one because
okay,
I knew you were going to tell the stories about the old guy.
Okay, Tusk. Tusk is a movie that we love near and dear to our hearts. Director, writer, director Kevin Smith has a podcast named Smodcast, and on one of the episodes, The Walrus and the Carpenter, he tells a story. He talks about an article he found on a Canadian Craigslist called Gumtree, where someone named I forgot the name of the dude, but he's renting out a room to. He needs a lodger, and you could stay in his giant house for free, and you can eat for free, and da 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 da. But the only catch is you have to wear this realistic walrus suit that he made, and you have to talk like a walrus, eat like a walrus for at least 1 hour out of every day. And they started to joke and how that could be a horror movie, and then they made it a horror movie and set it in Canada, and it stars Michael Parks and Justin Long and Haley Joel Osment and the girl who voiced Honey Lemon from Big Hero 6. That girl, she's amazing. Right. She's an amazing actress. I would love to work with her one day. She's fantastic in this movie. Tree's back. And so that is Tusk. High recommend. It also has a cool cameo from the guy from Epic Mealtime. So that's also another reason to see it. How good am I on time? Do I have to go to the next one?
Yes.
Okay, Woman in Black 2. Woman in Black 2 is absolutely, positively horrible compared to the first one. The first one stars Daniel Radcliffe, and I would always joke about it, calling it Harry Potter and the Haunted House. And it was a very, very good horror movie. It had a lot of jump scares and had a lot of tension, and it very, very good at setting the scene. The sets were beautiful. The ghosts were scary. The story was good. Woman in Black, the original, I haven't seen, but the first Woman in Black, which is, the one that came before Woman in Black 2 that came out in 2015, that is a good movie. That is a good movie. But part 2 is terrible. It takes place in World War II or 1 or whatever the hell, and they're trying to retreat from the bombers in this house, and there's a whole bunch of kids. I don't like shit kids in movies. I don't like kids in general most of the time, but there's a whole bunch of kids, and a lot of them are just bad and mean and rude, and there's only one kid that you can relate to, and he doesn't even say anything. And most of the time it's fake scares, and when the real scares happen, they're not scary. There's one scare in the whole movie. It's not even a jump scare. It's a shot of a roof. Okay, I gotta go over. All right, The Green Inferno, Eli Roth's try into the Amazon cannibal side genre, which I like, with Cannibal Holocaust and Last Cannibal Ferox and stuff like that. Those really, really brutal movies. He wanted to get one in theaters, which I admit was really cool to actually see one in theaters. But, he kind of missed the mark on a few things. I'm gonna say the movie is beautifully shot. It looks really, really good. The story's alright. The characters, the writings have the most of the flaws as most Eli Roth films, whereas a lot of characters are just dicks for no reason. And then, basically, this is a slasher movie cast in a cannibal Amazon movie. There's a stoner, a hot girl, there's a lesbian couple, and then there's the fat dude, and then bad things. But I'm gonna say, if you like any character in this movie, don't. Bad things happen to the characters that you like, and the ones that you don't like, you're gonna wish. They sequel baited this movie. I'm not gonna tell you how, but they sequel baited a freaking cannibal movie. We are levitating off the ground because of my anger for the fact that it's not a one and done. Okay. The Gift! The Gift is a very, very good stalker thriller, starring the guy we're upside down, starring Jason Bateman, and the director he did really good. He's the guy from Horrible Bosses and Parks and Rec, I think. Many other. Yeah, he's really good. He's a really, really good actor. I didn't think he could do anything other than comedy, and boy, was I wrong. He did fantastic in this movie. The whole movie is stress-inducing from the beginning to the end. And it's not like a regular horror movie. There's no nudity, and there's no, blood, and there's barely any horror elements, but your heart is racing the entire time. This director knows how to set up a shot, set up a mood, set up such a stressful environment that by the end, you need to, take a couple breaths. It's pretty hard to watch sometimes, but it is really, really good. And the twists and the turns and everything that happens, everything makes sense, and it's not like they threw anything just in because they wanted to, Everything is there for a reason. Goosebumps! Goosebumps is a movie that you will want to watch if A, you have a really, really good fondness for the books, which I did not. I read a couple of them as a kid. I'm not a hardcore Goosebumps fan, and I saw a couple of the movies as a kid. But if you like Jack Black, and you want to see him acting like a complete nutball and having the most fun he's ever had in a movie, maybe go watch this movie because he has a blast. He plays R.L. Stein, and he has a voice throughout it that is just unbelievable. You can't take him seriously. He even voices a couple of the oh my gosh, he even voices a couple of the monsters, and that's just great. Has a great time with that. And towards the end of the movie, yeah, I mean, it's like it's not a Nickelodeon movie, but it's like a Nickelodeon horror movie, like series of
It has the
unfortunate
spirit of one.
Exactly, has the spirit of a good kids quote-unquote horror movie, which I don't like. I don't like the fact that some kids comedy movies are like, okay, so we're not actually gonna be funny because it's for kids, or we're not actually gonna be scary for kids. Like, scare the kids, come on. Like, it's not gonna hurt them, they're gonna grow from it. Scare the kids. Guillermo del Toro knows what I'm talking about because he's making the first Disney horror film about the Haunted Mansion. It's actually gonna scare kids because kids need to be scared. That is the fact of life. Walt knew it, every good animator knew it. You gotta show scary things for them to appreciate the non-scary things, and scaring kids is only gonna make them grow. So scare the shit out of your kids, people. Just do it. It'll make them grow. Okay. I'm gonna.
I gave you like 30 seconds.
Okay. Sinister 2. Sinister 2. Oh, Sinister 2. Okay. Sinister 1 was okay. This Sinister 2 is the most okay movie I've ever seen. I have no. It is the most okay movie. Like, it's nothing spectacularly bad, and there's nothing remarkably good about it. I mean, the main character of Sinister is pretty cool. He looks like a cross between Slender Man and Jigsaw Puppet. But, I think that's the one that's called Bagul. Basically, there's these snuff films that his quote-unquote children make, which are the kids that, basically what he does is he goes into a house, he possesses a kid, that makes the kid murder the family while videotaping it, and then that kid's soul is attached to the videotape. And those are the only really cool parts of the film, are those murder films, because they're shot in Super 8 camera, and it looks really, really creepy and unsettling. So in this movie, that was the best part of the first movie. Also, the main actor of the first movie, I forget his name, but he makes everything awesome.
2, 1.
Okay, well, that's it. That's it. That's all the ones I have. That's all the horror movies I've seen this year. Whew! I need some water.
That was a lot.
That was a lot of horror movies that I've seen. And for the
the
for the Christmas podcast, or maybe the New Year's podcast, I have all the non-horror movie tickets. But if I went ahead and did that, I'd probably, it doesn't fit with the theme. And now I could finally take these freaking things out of my wallet. So yeah, there you go.
Pumpkin came back.
Okay, well, I'd like to thank you all for watching and or listening part 1 of our Halloween podcast special. We know how much, you know how much we love Halloween, and we hopefully think that you like this stuff. I mean, it's all right, right?
I'm sorry. We're so sorry. We all know what that
Now,
is.
we're going to have to build a new set for the couple of minutes of part 2. That's the intro and the outro of part 2. So, we'll see you guys in the next podcast, and thank you for listening. And
the set was going to look the same anyway.
Oh, yeah. Well, have a happy Halloween. Hooray! See you guys in part 2.